I'm just looking for transitional pre-spawn fish, man. I know where they want to go, so I'm just thinking about where they're going to be in the process of getting up there to it. Essentially what you do is you just look for the path that they're going to take up to where they're going to spawn. They're going to stop. They're like little rest stops along the way. Find the ditches that lead up into the spawning flats, and they're going to be someplace along the edges in a transition, just waiting for it to warm up.
Hey, this is Mike Pehanich of Small Waters Fishing. You know, the pre-spawn period can provide some of the hottest bass fishing action of the season. I had an opportunity to fish with Mark Davis of Big Water Adventures and James Therrell of the Cajun line division of Zebco Quantum. And we got onto a hot lipless crankbait bite at the Great Southern Outdoors impoundments that we won't forget soon. And though our fishing was extraordinary, the lipless crankbait pattern that we employed can be used season after season on waters across the country. The bass were staging on points and ditches adjacent to major spawning bays. We used lipless crankbaits, tossing them across these points, using a slow retrieve along the bottom or a lift and drop or stop and go retrieve. One of the areas that's a potential spawning flat, and Mark's working the ditch just to the outside of it.
And he threw it probably another 5 casts.
There's a small male right there, which tells me that I may be too far up on the flat. If I don't catch some females with it, little tiny fish like this will be the first ones to move up. So if you're catching a whole bunch of these, the big females will probably back out behind them.
A lot of guys say the 1 ounce lipless baits are overkill for bass. Me, I'd rather throw this all day than anything else. It's you can throw it in. As long as there's not a lot of wood and snags, you can throw it in a little bit shallow and rip it fast. You could run it a little deeper down up to 10 feet, do stop and go. It's just big profile bait, gets a lot of noise, looks like their primary forage, and it's just a big fish getter. You know, yeah. We'll catch fish that go down to the pound size with the same bait. So it's not overkill. It's definitely a go-to bait for big fish and and small fish.
Late cold water period, early spring, pre-spawn. You don't want to leave the house without the lipless crankbaits. Absolutely. Nice fish, beauty. Thank you. Let's let that girl go.
You know, we're throwing that on.
Let me get that. Let's see that again.
15-pound fluorocarbon, Cajun fluorocarbon, with a 7-foot medium heavy rod for the 3/4 1 ounce traps, and medium rod for the 1/2 ounce.
What a fish! What a fish! Look at that girl. Interestingly, once the big bass moved onto the point and up into the spawning bay, they displaced the smaller bass, which we then found on the outside of the point. Meanwhile, Mark Davis was fishing an almost identical pattern on the other side of the lake. Yep.
Big enough.
Yep.
You big fatty. Somebody. Oh, she barely hooked. I mean, barely.
Got him.
Just say, watch this. Bip, no bait. There you go.
All right.
As my daughter likes to say, how about that?
I was casting an Excalibur XR100 lipless crankbait up onto the point and just inside the spawning bay. A lift and drop retrieve did the trick.
There he is.
Got him. Good fish. Good fish. I don't know if it's... Oh, it's a good one. Might not be as big as the last one, but it's not bad at all.
Notice since the water's been warming up a little bit, they've been jumping.
Yeah, these fish are getting a lot stronger, a lot more active. And here you're getting close to the boat. Here it comes, coming up. Not as big as the last one, but a very good fish. Again, the lift and drop, James, just as we were talking about. It's just been so obviously the preferred. There you go. Not that big.
compared to the others, but still a nice fish.
About a 6-pounder.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna make 6. Be good 5. Get up with it. Let's get this girl and get a better grip on her. There you go. And again, she took this bait down. Look at that. Do you see how it?
Oh wow.
They're really inhaling this bait. Okay. Give it a couple. How about that?
A lot of guys say we noticed a lot of red